even mean, Bowers Game
Hey, YouTube,
Corner?
I'm back again for another How to Play video, and today I'm excited to teach you how to play Bluey's Hopscotch race card game. This is for ages 3+, and it's for 2 to 4 players. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take all these small cards, shuffle them up, and then deal 5 cards to every single player. Next, you're going to put the start card down where everyone can reach it. Everyone's going to pick whichever character they'd like to and place it onto the start spot right here. Any extra characters that are unused can go back into the box. Keep the spinner where everyone can reach it. You'll need that in a little bit, as well as the finish spot right here. But now, the youngest player is going to go first, and you're ready to start the game. So this game is broken up into 2 parts. The first part is you taking turns creating the board. You're going to do that by matching any of the symbols that are out there with a couple little rules. So the first player has nothing to match, obviously, so they can put one thing that's going to connect to the start, and they can do whatever they want. So they could take any of these cards, and they could put, boom, just like that. Or like this, however, not like that. So let's just pretend they did this right there. They would then draw one card, and then it would go to the next player. Now that the first player is gone, all future players are going to try and have to connect to one of the pictures on the path. So I could play this owl down below the other owl, or I could also go up, draw a card, and it moves on to the next player clockwise. Now, if you ever cannot play a card because you don't have any matches, that's okay. You just miss this turn and it goes on to the next player. You just lose a turn, and losing a turn is not a big deal. And you're going to continue to do this until you completely run out of cards. Now, the only major rule that you must follow is that cards can never be next to each other like this. So let's pretend these actually did match up. So you can't do that. And don't forget, you don't have to match colors, only the pictures. Other than that, there's no real rules. It can have dead ends. It can split off into numerous paths. But once you've used all the cards, you move on to phase 2 of the game. So let's super speed. So we've got our board all set up. What we're going to do is we're going to take the finish tile and we're going to put it as far away from the start tile as we can. So we place it right here in this scenario. And if it looks like there's a tie, like say both of these look like they're about the same distance away from the start, just pick one. It's not a huge deal. But now you're going to start using the spinner. So the youngest player is going to be the first person, and they're going to spin the spinner. And whatever color you land on, you move on the next colored space. And then hand the spinner to the next player clockwise, and you continue to do this until someone gets to the finish spot, at which point they'll win the game. And as you can see, the finish spot is wild, so any color will get you onto the finish spot. Couple minor things, though. Always make sure you're moving forward. If you ever reach a dead end, just turn around and go back. Also, if there's a choice on which path to take, you get to make the choice. So for instance, if Bingo got a yellow right here, they would go along the path until they find the next yellow. But since right here we get to decide which way we go, they would probably choose to go to this yellow and win the game as opposed to going to this yellow and, well, hitting a dead end. But the players get to choose. Now, if you want a shorter version of the game, use exactly half of these small cards. And if a player can't lay down a card on the path from their hand, they may discard one card to the bottom of the card pile and draw another that they can try to play immediately. But that's how you play Bluey's Hopscotch race card game. If this helped you out, give it a thumbs up and consider letting me know in the comments where in the world I helped you out at. I always think that's cool to find out. And if you want to support the channel, consider subscribing or supporting the Patreon. Link down below. But go have some fun, and thanks for your time, YouTube. This video is brought to you by all of my amazing Patreon supporters, and I would love it if you would join their ranks and have your name immortalized in the end of many of my videos for the end of time. But consider for only $1 a month, and as always, thanks for stopping by.